with everything that's happened with Rachel Zegler and Snow White, her basically tanking the chances of the movie before the movie's not only like in theaters, no teaser trailer, no official photograph from set released by Disney when she said these things. The thing wasn't even done filming yet. And Rachel Zegler basically torpedoed it with all of her statements about Snow White, the things they need to change. It's not 1937 anymore. We can't have women being treated like this, blah, blah, blah. Talking about how she didn't even like the fucking movie. Well, it seems like Disney was very desperate for her to go on a little bit of a PR tour. I wouldn't call it an apology tour quite, even though that's probably what they want it to be, because she's not going to apologize for anything, but they definitely want to put out a different narrative. And it starts right here with Halle Bailey and Rachel Zegler on becoming Disney princesses, singing live on set and blocking out the toxic fans. Stay grateful and ignore the hate.
There's two jabs in there, toxic fans and the hate.
I would say this. I think that if Rachel Zegler had just blocked everything out, it wouldn't be as big of a deal as it turned into. But that wasn't the case. She continued to engage on social media. She reposted things about how men are to blame for everything, how much she fucking hates men. She played victim. She talked about how why can't people just be. She did all this shit, right? She didn't block it out. Now she's saying that this is her approach going forward.
So graceful and respond and don't. It's just the most beautiful thing to see. Because it's hard at being women under the spotlight. People are so critical and just say anything that they would never say to your face.
No.
So yeah, how has that been for you being able to navigate it?
You know, choosing thankfulness and gratefulness is choosing.
All right, pause it right there, please. This is the same woman that attacked Gina Carano and the guy who played Hawkeye. She's the same person that let an online hate cancel against Gina. People were asking her, you want to take her job at Disney? And she's like, I don't know how to do that, but I'd like to. This is the same woman now who's saying, we need to be thankful.
We need to choose thoughtfulness and peacefulness and blah, blah, blah.
You led the hashtag campaign. It's documented. Why don't you apologize for that? And now you're like freaking aggravating, man. Just be who you are.
Again, it's trying to completely reframe the narrative, right? And even the way she's speaking is so completely different than what we saw on those red carpets or that interview with Gal Gadot, right? Her attitude, everything. So that's how this whole thing is.
And as much as you'd like to remind people verbally that being in the spotlight doesn't absolve you of your humanity, that you're allowed to have human moments.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily do what you want it to do, and it feels
human moments.
Yes, exactly.
And so, just as you said, it's like choosing to be present and know that they are probably just having a really hard day.
Yes.
And I am putting out a movie.
Amen. That's right.
Okay, so now we're better than you because we're putting out a movie. So you can hate me all you want. Amen, buddy. Amen, Ryan. We're on YouTube.
They're just having a hard day. They're fucking broke. You know, they have to go to war. They do all this shit. They're just having a hard day. I'm putting out a movie.
Yes, that's right.
And regardless of whether it loses hundreds of millions of dollars or not, we're putting out movies.
That's
right,
life,
sister.
How's your life going? You troll, you hater. I'm putting out a movie. Sorry.
I feel so thankful for those moments because it started to make me feel like solid Teflon.
Yes.
That it can't really, that
nothing can hurt me.
Because they've said the worst that can
solid
be said.
Teflon.
And you just kind of say, thank you so much for this. I have a lot of love in my life.
Yes.
And I'm very thankful.
Amen.
And you know, we get to do our work and have that speak for itself instead, which is exactly what you've done. And
you too.
I'll just say, I think for the most part, when talking about this, when we talked about Little Mermaid and then the Snow White stuff, I do think that Halle Bailey, for the most part, didn't engage on social media, didn't do a lot of that stuff. Like, I think she did a much better job of not engaging or whatever they're talking about right now than Rachel Zegler actually did.
Rachel Zegler is the same person that went on like a week of Twitter nonsense about how much she hates men.
Yeah.
And like, I hate men. It's men's fault. F you, men.
Like trying to play a victim, wearing that No More Tears to Cry shirt, like all this shit, right? Like she was engaging with it. That's what she was doing.
I love the saying. My godmom says it a lot. They throw stones, and I'll build a bridge out of them. Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
I love
no,
that.
it's true though.
Yeah.
Because we're making things that make people connect with one another.
Mhm.
And there are people out there who say things that make people want to not come together, that make
Yes.
people want to fight. And
Yeah.
it's
You
just,
are the
Men, like men are the real.
you literally you literally have been doing this for like a few years.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's behind you holding the big cue card? Thankfulness. You're making a movie. Block out your Teflon. Da, da, da.
The thing is, I think it's clear that what probably happened after all this is Disney took our side and they're like, hey, we need to reset the narrative, right? You can't go out and be obnoxious. You can't go out with the same
Yeah.
fucking attitude you had before because obviously it's really turning people off. You need to maybe say, hey, this is the way I'm going to approach things going forward. You need to be softer. You need to be gentler, blah, blah, blah. Because this is a different Rachel Zegler in this interview than we saw on those red carpets.
I mean, they have one actress that they could look at who's been handling everything well. Is the young lady who played Miss Marvel. You know, every time
Iman Vellani.
yeah, she's just come out and like, well, we need to focus on the story. We need to to me, she's answered everything the way you probably should answer it.
Yeah, so there's Rachel Zegler. It started, right? The Rachel Zegler PR spin tour has started. I don't know if anybody's going to be convinced. You know, push a little bit on those toxic fans, say how hateful they are, but that I have to rise above it, and I have to continue to be graceful and powerful and a strong woman because we have so much pressure and so much responsibility, don't we, Hallie? Yes, we do, girl. The whole interview.